On to Forsaken and Jing. Can you two do this? One kill is all Jing needs for his run it back, and he's gonna find that. Unfortunately, getting taken out too, and he might be a little bit exposed. Not quite. Anthem trying to stick to defuse, but here comes Jing. He's starting to wake up. Hot hands onto the spike, and that's all he really needs. Even finds the last headshot. What a clutch for Paper Rex.
No idea that this push could be here this quickly. Showstopper's coming in, but Jing just closes the gap to force that he has to die to his own as well. Forsaken gets the blink.
Yeah, Mako's totally down. He's out of the fight. And now DRX are like, well, we might as well teleport out because our entire plan on B is just gone. Here's something now.
Here.
Tries to take that shot through the wall. Not going to happen, but Forsaken is on the site, and he lines up 3 in a row, picks up the 4K, and Paper X are 1 round away from 2-0ing DRX.
Get out of my way. I've got your
So we've got them coming out now. The push to B happens. Something lurking up above here. Knives drawn. Just on the other side of his intro. It connects. A knife reset is in. He's on the hunt.
They were prepared for that too, and he still gets out alive.
Oh my god. No, don't worry. He's already dead.
Nobody gets the kill off of the blind. What is going on?
I can't follow this. I can't follow this.
Forsaken gets himself tucked into hookah. There's just this one smoke here in the front, obfuscating it. Cove in, do they read this? Push into the smoke, Cess with a quick little pivot, will be able to find it, but now RB gonna be taken down as Devi. On 7-0, I believe. Buzz eventually able to drag that crosshair around, but Devi finds the third. I mean, the orbital strike, ready to go, and he's gonna commit it, but this is not necessarily a win! Devi absolutely crushes their hopes and dreams! An ace! To convert this round into a win! 3 consecutive for Paper Rex!
Unbelievable.
So today we're going to kick off the first in a 12-part series talking about how Paper Rex can win Masters Tokyo. And here we are, and we've got a picture of Jing there in the background as our theme, and we're going to talk through all of the different things that go into Paper Rex, their maps, their agent picks, how they play, all of that good stuff, so that you'll know everything about them. And then at the end we'll talk about how can Paper Rex win Masters Tokyo. And let's introduce you to the players and some of their stats just briefly. We got Mindfreak, Jing, Forsaken, Devi, and Something is the starting roster. You've got some of their agents there. You've got Alex as the coach as well. The VLO rating is basically 1 is like your bang average, and then anything above 1 is good, and anything below 1 is bad. And basically that's kind of a system of rating, of trying to input as many different things as they can and try and balance things, like, you know, a kill in a 5v5 is worth more than a kill in a 5v1, stuff like that kind of thing. All goes into that rating system. You got the ACS there and their first kill for first death percentage as well, so how often are they dying or getting that first kill comparatively. And this is the Paper Rex roster. I'm sure that many of you are already familiar with how Paper Rex play. It's a very unique style in Valorant, W gaming, and this is probably the kind of round that you think of when you think of Paper Rex, round 17 here against DRX, where we're all just going to blitz down short. It's going to be incredibly fast, incredibly aggressive. We send in the dog, we send in a cascade, we smoke, we send in a rain of flash, nade, all of that going in straight away. Something has just jumped through the Viper orb here of DRX. You know, he's just gone through it already. That's actually going to get him a kill as he turns around and finds Mako just there. And then they start to come, and then Jing blast backs in behind it, and Jing ends up here with a judge killing Zest from behind. This is probably what most of you picture when you picture how Paper Rex play. The round is practically over in the first 20 seconds. You know, they're running through their opponent's utility, and they don't care. They then go and push spawn as well, and go and get that kill as well. This is probably what most of you think when you think of Paper Rex's style. But that is not the only thing that Paper Rex can do. It would be unfair to say that they only do that, because there are rounds, and this is an example of it here, again in the grand final against DRX, this time on Ascent, where we'll see them play, you know, a very slow round, a very methodical round, moving the pieces around the board. You see they start off with a bit of a default towards the 2 extremities on the map. Yeah, Something sends in a flash, they send in this Harbor Cascade. Here we get a trader utility towards a main from both sides as well. And, you know, then Forsaken comes back into mid. You see Devi is kind of supporting him here, and he starts sneaking up. This is actually that bonus round here, Paper Rex. And you see we just get this trade of utility. Mako actually sneaks himself into wine, but they kind of, he kind of gets seen, so he goes back, you know, and it's slow and it's methodical, and they're kind of taking their time and figuring it out. And then, you know, very standard stuff, about a minute left in the round, it seems like their plan starts to formulate that they want to go for this kind of A-split idea, so that's what they start to come in for, right? They drop their Viper Wall, in comes the dog here, clears wine, flash comes out in response from Mako. They send in their harbor wall just there, but they don't panic and go straight away. The door has actually been closed by DRX. You'll just see it there. Is closed, so something here obviously is not in a position to kind of add into this, but something's going to start breaking down this door as Paper Rex are then, you know, trying to scale in onto the site, which just leaves Mako in a pretty bad position, obviously, because he's kind of ahead of this harbor wall that they've got. But you'll see again, they're not really panicking. There goes that destruction. The timing is pretty bad here for Mako as it comes down. Something gets that first kill, gets out. But you see, we've got Forsaken here in a good position as well. They start, you know, trying to come out of the smoke now with 30 seconds left or so. The trades go back and forth. They actually do lose the spike, but you see again, we're kind of going back and forth as we come in onto the site. We end up in a 2v2, but now Forsaken's lurk has been activated and he gets a free one. So whilst the spike is down there and they do need to retrieve it, we end up in a 2v1, and again you see they have some patience here as they see where Zest is. Then the Harbor Cove comes up, allowing them to retrieve the spike, and Forsaken actually tries to shut the door here, but obviously something has already broken it, but they will manage to win this round. And so it's not like every single round from Paper Rex is that fast, over in 20 seconds we did it. Yes, they do have more of those rounds than probably most teams do, but it's not like that's all they can do, as they show here in this round. You know, sometimes they are willing to play a bit more of the game and play a bit more of a kind of map control style and get lurks in there as well. And in the end here, we get them winning that crucial bonus round. And so now let's talk about Paper Rex, the team, and this is just some quick statistics of Paper Rex and how they're doing overall. Their map score across VCT Pacific was 22-8, so 73% map win. Their overall round win rate was 58%. Attacking, and they are, you know, slightly better at attacking. Obviously, some maps can play into that depending on what maps you pick a lot. And their pistol win rate was pretty good as well at 58%. Some of their better maps include Bind, where they haven't lost thus far since Bind came back. Lotus as well. They haven't lost any time they've played that. Some of their maps where they've struggled a bit more are Ascent, and I put Split down. They did start off pretty well on Split, but then as it kind of went on, they started to falter a bit, and so those are the maps. But their lowest, other than Ascent, is still 67% win rate. And in terms of their map pool here, what we've got here in this table is essentially all the maps down the left. And then you can see where they're first picking and first banning. Now, I haven't included Icebox. That's why these numbers don't quite add up fully, because they were banning Icebox initially, but then ever since Icebox left, they just started banning Haven pretty much every single game. And so you can see they banned Haven a lot there. They did ban Split as well as part of their second ban against DRX. So yeah, even though they were picking Split early on, that kind of pivoted to Fracture later on. But it'll be interesting to see what they pick, because they actually did lose Fracture to DRX as well. So it'll be interesting to see what they pick. I think Bind might become a popular choice for them. And then here's the win rates on each side as well for those maps. Obviously not a massive sample size for some of them, so you know, don't take too much away from that. But then what I've done over here is these are all the last team comps that they played on these maps, and I've kind of given them a meta rating out of 10. So for instance, on Split, they are pretty much playing what is the meta comp, you know, across all three regions. This is kind of the most common comp to see, so they get a 10 for that. On Ascent, this is bizarre to play this, and so they got a 0. And so you can see, probably more than most teams, Paper Rex are much more willing to go their own way as opposed to other teams. They're much more willing to play stuff like Double Duelist and really just kind of, you know, do what they want rather than sticking to the meta. And then when it comes to their agent picks, what we've got here is obviously the agents down the left. The pick rate that Paper Rex have for those agents across VCT Pacific, again, not including Icebox. And then the difference, this number here is the difference in percentage compared to everyone, basically, across the three leagues. And you can see here that certain agents they are a big fan of, and a lot of other agents, not so much. And those agents that they tend to be fan of tend to be duelists, because you can see every duelist but Jet who's not too far off and still has an extremely high pick rate for Paper Rex. Every other duelist is plus compared to the average, showing you again that they do love to play that double duelist. And then you get, you know, we're kind of in a bit of a double control meta, but you see that we are more of an Astra team than an Omen team. Not so much of the Viper, not so much a double controller necessarily. And you can see as well that they are big Sky fans, even though, again, Sky has a pretty high pick rate across the world. You know, definitely big on Sky, not so much KO, not so much Sova. Sky is where it is at for Paper Rex. And so that brings up the question, how are Paper Rex going to win Masters Tokyo? Well, of course, they're already starting in the playoff stage, so that definitely helps. But I think round number 4 here from their game against the RX, the last map in the grand final, this round is going to show you how I think they can win this this tournament if they play like they did in this round. Because it's Paper Rex, so they are going to be aggressive. What you're going to see is at about 10 seconds in the round, Forsaken's going to put a Harbor Cascade here, and him and Something are going to walk up and get aggressive. They're going to manage to get that first kill. But they don't stick around, right? They don't get over aggressive. They have some level of control and they're going to run away. And then as they run away, what I want you to notice is that they're going to, again, be aggressive. They're then going to come and try and swing in showers. But they're going to do it as a pair. It's not done on their own. And then again, these two on this side of the map are going to be aggressive. They're going to come on this flank here. But again, when we get to that point, it's controlled. And Forsaken's going to end up on his backside alone. But he's going to leave and not die on the backside, allowing these two on the flank to get rewarded for it. And this is the kind of round where Paper Rex, if they can play like this, they could win Masters Tokyo.
Currently infinite.
In 3 rounds.
And his impact can, again, not be denied. We were just singing the praises. I feel like doing it some more. Because good God, what a way to turn that round on its head. It was already bloody. It was already bad for DRX. And then he made it so much worse. Shots found, RB spotted, dealt with, Forsaken stepping away. Now they turn their sights to showers. The double creep up, tries to stabilize the aim there. Mind Freak does end up falling. Something, however, able to trade it back. Mako going to be coming away with one, but again, Forsaken trading, keeping them with that man advantage.
Oh, and look at this lurk. They're so fast. Out through, towards short A.
Ping's not coming down.
Oh, Zest.
The wall, it just about blocks him for now, but he can't get that smoke down fast enough, and that leaves Stacks, Captain, all on his lonesome. Blast back forward. It's not even going to be Jing who takes the fight. It is Forsaken. 3 kills of his own, 4 rounds consecutively, and Paper Rex. It took him a bit to wake up. But I think that if nothing else, that loss after OT over on Ascent, I think it pissed him off.